So our once booming economy now has taken a major hit due to this nationwide lockdowns all over the country, although states are now reopening. American lives, businesses placed on hold for months. New York City Mayor Comrade Bill de Blasio now pleading for federal assistance, $9 billion worth, okay? Now, he also spends money on the illegal immigrants and all sorts of wasted money, $900 million that a program he and his wife are involved in that nobody can figure out. We Americans cannot afford to bail out blue state mayors and governors like in New York, New Jersey, California, Michigan, Illinois for their outrageous spending. Remember, Cuomo wasted billions of dollars, like a light bulb factory and, microchip and a solar factory. Now, if you ask me, the best stimulus package, Americans reopen their doors, our businesses, let the economy begin to heal, and we learned a lot of lessons. We now should implement them. My next guest has some different ideas. He is the owner of the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks. He's proposing a use it or lose it debit card program to boost consumer confidence, stimulate the economy. Mark, good to see you again. Thanks for coming back.
Hey, thanks for having me back on, Sean. And let me say real quickly, your mass segment was incredible. Thank you so much for doing that.
The truth is the truth, Mark. You know, that's it. And this is one thing the country is agreeing on. There's nobody disagreeing on what happened. I think I might actually want sports more than you. I know we all want to return to normalcy. Well, you have more of a financial, but you're a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. But the reason is I think Americans are craving normalcy. We learned lessons. If we take care of the elderly like your governor did, Abbott, or DeSantis did, they did really, really well protecting the most vulnerable. They didn't in New York, New Jersey, Michigan, or Pennsylvania. Stupid decisions. They put COVID-19 patients in nursing homes. You're shaking your head? Dumb. That was a third of all the deaths.
Look, everybody made imperfect decisions with imperfect information. I'm not saying New York did it right. They certainly made mistakes, but so did everybody. Look at small towns in Texas and other places that have meat processing plants where 20% of the population is now stricken with COVID. I mean, it's just hard to deal in those circumstances. And so, I mean, it's hard to cast blame in that. But
all
I understand
the models,
what you're saying.
though, and predictions were wrong. Well, we can all agree on that. But the one thing that always remained consistent is protect the elderly. And they put COVID patients in places that were telling them we can't handle this. So here's what I think we learned. Protect the elderly. We also, I'm in the epicenter of this. Every week I go to the store, I see the same people, cashiers, guys stocking the shelves. They all wore masks. Nobody at these local stores got sick. Masks are working.
I can't argue with that at all, Sean. And you did a great job sending that message that people need to protect not just themselves, but the people around them. And that's a great reason to wear a mask.
Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. All right. I looked at your plan. I like the idea. I like ideas. I don't care where the idea comes from. I want ideas. I want our stadiums full. And you said, okay, a lose it or use it or lose it debit card.
Right.
And what, up to $1,000, $1,200, you have a certain period of time, stimulate the economy.
Right.
The problem is we spent $3 trillion already. $3 trillion. Another $4 trillion in loan guarantees. The country can't afford this. We got to reopen.
Well, I'm not saying we don't reopen, but the question, so what's happened now, and I'll even put the hit on the Democrats here. When the PPP program was initiated, great plan, right? But the key to making it work was getting stimulus money in the hands of businesses immediately. And so when the Democrats started over-negotiating, getting money for museums and everything, that created a delay. That meant that small businesses had to lay people off. Once small businesses laid people off, that really defeated the purpose of the payroll protection program. That now leaves businesses, small businesses, in a state of suspended animation. They're not open all the way yet. They don't have all the demand back. They can't bring their employees back. 68% of them are making more money in unemployment. So what we need to do in order to change that is to stimulate demand. And the way to stimulate demand is to give people checks that they have to spend. Because the only way, whether a state is open or closed, whether it's 25% or 50% of capacity, the only way that they can justify and afford to bring employees back, particularly after July 31st, when the enhanced unemployment runs out, is by having demand. And so right now, people are saving 14.4% of their income That's the most it's been in more than 40 years, Sean. That's the problem we need to solve. To
Here's my
stop
last
people
question.
from saving and getting them to spend. That's
When
why
you
the
were on
stimulus
last,
program.
you can have these temperature check turnstiles. I'm not trying to discriminate. We can ask older people for the time being, stay away from stadiums, right? Outdoor stadiums to start. You can give everyone a Dallas Mavericks mask, a Yankees mask, a New England Patriots mask. We had Robert Kraft on. And safely open that way. Why wouldn't we try that based on the lessons we learned from the kids that were stocking the shelves I saw every week?
Well, one thing, you know, the temperature checks don't work because you chew up a couple extra strength Tylenol and you defeat those systems. And we still have to understand how we can do it on scale. It's one thing in a grocery store where you let one in and you let one out, then you let one in. It's a lot harder when you have thousands of people going into an environment.
They have these turnstiles. You walk right through. You push people through immediately. You're right about the Tylenol, but can we actually look out for our neighbors, please? If you have a temperature, stay home and try not to trip.
Sean.
All right. We want you open. We want stadiums open. We can do it safely. We'll figure it out.